Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 12, text number 37. Shantaha samadrishaha shuddhaha sarvabhutanuranjanaha yanti anjasachyutapadam achyutapriyabandavaha. But a devotee is peaceful because he is fully surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thinks himself as completely helpless. Just as a child feels complete peace in depending on the parent, so a devotee is completely peaceful. For he depends on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A devotee is equipoised. He sees everyone on the same transcendental platform. A devotee knows that also conditioned soul has a particular type of a body according to his past fruitive activities. Factually, everyone is part of the Supreme Lord. A devotee sees all living entities with spiritual vision and does not discriminate on the platform of the bodily concept of life. Such qualities develop only in the association of devotees. Without the association of devotees, one cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, we have established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Factually, whoever lives in the society automatically develops Krishna consciousness. Devotees are dear to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then the Supreme Personality of Godhead is only dear to devotees. On this platform only can one make progress in Krishna consciousness. Persons in Krishna consciousness or devotees of the Lord can please everyone, as is evident in Krishna consciousness movement. We invite everyone without discrimination. We request everyone to sit down and chant Hare Krishna mantra and take as much prasadam as we can supply, and thus everyone is pleased with us. This is a qualification. Sarvabhutanuranjanahe. As for purification, no one can be more pure than devotees. Anyone who once utters the name of Vishnu immediately becomes purified inside and outside. Yat smaret pundarikaksham. Since a devotee constantly chants the Hare Krishna mantra, no contamination of material world can touch. He is therefore actually purified. Muchi hai, suchi hai, yadi Krishna bhaje. It is said that even a cobbler or a person born in the family of a cobbler can be elevated to a position of a Brahmana, suchi, if he takes to Krishna consciousness. Any person who is purely Krishna conscious, who engages in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, is the purest in the whole universe. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Siddhis. Karmis want material pleasure, material love. So everybody in this material world whether he's a Jnani, a Yogi or a Karmi, is actually in anxiety because in the life of these three people, three kinds of souls, there is no Krishna. They are only striving themselves for achieving their respective goals. So, in the material world, anybody who strives for something himself, he has to face another form of Krishna called Kala. As long as one is at the mercy of Kala, he can never be peaceful. That is why all these people, especially Karmis, are constantly in anxiety. What will happen to me tomorrow? What will happen to my maintenance? What will happen to my protection? What will happen to my plans? Whether my plans will succeed or not for sense gratification. To make money, to make this, to become rich, this, all. So continuously, the living entities in the material world cannot be peaceful. Why they cannot be peaceful? Because they do not know what comes in future. When future is not in your hand, you will never be peaceful. Or when you know that your future is not in the hand of a loving person, you will not be peaceful. Kala is not a loving person. Kala is ruthless, impersonal, ruthless, plenary portion of the super soul. So how can anybody be peaceful? When one is under the grip of a ruthless force called Kala. Of course, the ruthless force Kala, there is a method also for his ruthlessness. That method is as per your karma. He will be ruthless. Impersonal. Whether rewarding the living entity or punishing the living entity. According to Papa and Punya account, one will get what is one's due. Now let us come to the devotees. Prabhupada is explaining very beautifully here. But a devotee is peaceful because he is fully surrendered to the Supreme Person. This is the reason. Fully surrendered to the Supreme Lord. Thinks of himself as completely helpless. Just as a child feels complete peace in depending on the parent, so devotee is completely peaceful, for it depends on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, what are the characteristics of a devotee? He is simply living as a servant of the Supreme Lord. The Lord is in his heart. He has full faith that Krishna will always protect him. No doubt at all. So there is no lack of peacefulness of fear due to fear that I may not be protected. My body, mind, everything in this world may not be maintained because of lack of resources. Food, shelter, this, that, so many things, health. So the devotees, what is the other principle of surrender? Goptrutve varanam. I am completely, he accepts Krishna's sole maintainership. Protection. Rakshasyati vishwasa. The Krishna will always protect me. These are all very much the DNA of the devotee. Of course, soul has no DNA. In our normal language, when we say constitutional, you say DNA. So in our language, it is constitution. Devotee's nature, awakened nature, is that he has no anxiety for maintenance, no anxiety for protection. Fully confident that Krishna is always protecting. Protector, maintainer. Next, what is your anxiety? Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, all these things. What is your anxiety for future? Anybody? Whether what is required for his service will be provided or not. Karmis are always in anxiety. Tomorrow, whatever my desires are there, to fulfill that desire, whether I will be provided all the resources or not. So he is in anxiety about the resources. And what is a devotee's constitutional thinking, feeling and willing with respect to this? Krishna mercifully provides what he thinks is needed for me. If he has not provided, today I don't need it. As simple as that. In my own understanding, I may feel that today it is needed. Just because today that need has not come, you don't have to change your need. If you have that need in service of the Lord, you understand that today He has not sanctioned it, because today I don't need. He is peaceful. Tomorrow it may come. If the Lord wills, tomorrow it will come. So the Lord is the protector, maintainer, provider. He is a proprietor of everything in existence, and he provides the devotees with what they need. What does devotee wants? Only to serve the Lord? No. Why does he exist for? What is my tomorrow? My tomorrow is for serving the Lord. I have no other meaning to my tomorrow. I have no other meaning. I do not exist anymore for this body and social ego. I exist for the pleasure of Krishna, pleasure of the Supreme Lord. I exist to serve Him. So whatever I need for my service, He will provide. So that way, devotee has no anxiety about maintenance, no anxiety about protection, no anxiety about the resources needed to serve him. Another reason why devotee, suppose you have your own desires, then anxiety begins. Because kala, karma kicks in, the forces. If we only want to serve Krishna, then we are completely in the hands of Krishna. Krishna is protecting us always. What is the other anxiety in life? You take up some work, your anxiety about the results. That is also another lack of peace. Karmis are always constantly in anxiety because they are blank. They are thinking that I have put some effort, it should come. And they also know for sure that it may not come. So they are in anxiety. Devotees, why they are not in anxiety about the results? They work for the results to please Krishna. But they know that Krishna has higher reasons why results should come now or not come. Situation is under control of my boss. I am servant. I take anxiety of a servant. The anxiety of a servant is to serve. The anxiety of the servant is not to produce results. The anxiety of a servant is to sincerely serve. Keeping the result in mind. Whatever is required to reach the result, I will keep the goal in mind. It is not that we have no connection with the result. Devotees have connection with the result. Without result, nobody can move forward. We want to please Krishna with our result. Absolutely no doubt about it. So, continuously people, if they are goalless, then they cannot work. We are working for Krishna, we have to have the goal. Knowing very well, reaching that destination, in spite of all the endeavors that I do, chesta I do, it is left to the intelligence of the Supreme Lord. Then how much result has to be given. So whether results come or not come, devotees are continuously trying to improve. What is my service today? What is it that I have to do today? It may be a 1 year long project. Now he is not going on in anxiety about 1 year. What is it that today I have to do as a servant? What is it that I have to do tomorrow as a servant? Connecting these dots, that is the Lord's. Lord will direct point A to B to C to D to Z when you reach. You have to go from A to Z. We constantly give our chesta. Our chesta is called devotional service. So in that sense also, devotees want to preach Krishna consciousness. They have got so much ambitions. But there is an art of working for Krishna. The art of achieving for Krishna. There is an art of preaching. There is a Krishna consciousness behind the devotees trying to achieve different things for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. As I said yesterday, how if you join an engineering college, you cannot say, tomorrow I should do engineering. Work of an engineer. It will take 4 years. Similarly, if you want to become preachers, to further the mission of Srila Prabhupada, then we have to learn how to work in Krishna consciousness. You cannot work like Karmis work. All this background consciousness has to be there. Protection, provider, maintainer. Then one will be successful in working in a Krishna conscious way. So we work in a Krishna conscious way. We achieve in a Krishna conscious way. That takes years. So if somebody is premature and he does not go through the engineering course, he'll do blunders. He'll design a bridge will fall down. The same way, devotees don't go through the proper understanding of Krishna consciousness through association of devotees. They learn through the journey of practical devotional service, results, up and down, everything they learn. It takes time. Backed with Krishna consciousness knowledge. Slowly they learn how not to work like a karmi to achieve results for Krishna, but how to work like a devotee to achieve results for Krishna in this material world. Preaching means we have to achieve some results in the material world. Preaching is about activities in the material world. So Srila Prabhupada and Krishna in our heart is waiting. As a devotee, learn how to do devotional service. Art of devotional service. And when we are able to do, then Krishna provides everything. So you see, even in the devotee who is completely engaged in the material world in preaching the mission of Srila Prabhupada, dealing with the material energy, still he is peaceful. Next, Prabhupada talks. A devotee is equipoised. Nobody can be equipoised unless one sees equality of all the souls. The oneness behind this bodily concept of life. The oneness that everybody is a servant of the Supreme Lord. My status as a servant of the Lord, my soul, your soul, everybody's soul. There is no, all this bodily concept creates differentiations, male, female, young, old, animal, human. All these forms are not forms of the ego, not forms of the spirit soul. The spirit soul in this material world does not have a spiritual form. Just like in the material world, ghosts do not have a gross body. Similarly, the souls do not have their spiritual form. It is covered. We fall into this material world as spiritual ghosts. No spiritual form. No spiritual senses. And then we are given a duplicate form, duplicate senses to practice our karmic consciousness, to practice Krishna minus existence. So, devotee, his identification with the self is not with the body, but identification is with I am servant of Krishna. Super soul is in his heart. It is not a vague relationship. This body is there, I am aware of this body, I can be servant of this body. or I can be the servant of the super soul, who is the master of this body, master of the soul and the body. So devotee constantly practices, just like people are in bodily concept of life. They practice servant consciousness of the super soul. So therefore, only if one goes out of the bodily, not only goes out of the bodily concept, he has to go into identification as a servant of Krishna. We all create a world in our mind based on what I am. When I think I am this body, I create a world around that. That is called bodily concept of life. Similarly, a devotee creates a world around the Lord in his heart. That world is, I am the servant of the Supreme Lord. That myself feeling is there. It's not connected to the body. It is connected to the Supreme Lord. So freedom from bodily concept of life alone is not enough. Freedom from bodily concept of life and being fixed in Krishna concept of life. Then there is devotee is equipoised. He sees everyone equally. So it does not mean that he does not see the differences. Primary oneness he sees, and differences are reality. Conditioned differences. You have a body, you are conditioned by your body, etc. But that is not the most prominent in the mind. Oh, here is a male, here is a female. These are all secondary things. Drama dress. But what is real life? Real life is serving Krishna. So everybody in the material world are so much attached to their body, their drama role, they are so attached. Devotees are also in this drama, they are also having a body. But they are not attached to drama, this drama is my life. They are not attached. Because this is not my life. My life is to myself wake up from this drama and wake up others from this drama. So he is detached. So the devotee, of course, if you don't see the differences, male, female, young, old, rich, all these are all realities. But they are illusory facts. Relative realities. But where is he situated? He is situated in the unchanging platform of being the eternal servant of Krishna. That is his reference. Suppose you are asked to play a drama role, and in real life you have a real life. Suppose you are completely lost in the drama and you say, I won't end the drama. People are all, no, you don't want to come out of the drama. You don't want to come out of the drama. Then Kala comes, come out of the drama. Kills you. Instead of that, what is a devotee's consciousness? He is also living in his body, he is in bodily consciousness. But I am not the body, this is not my life. My life means my pleasure, my senses, my pleasure. No, so this body's pleasure is not my pleasure. He becomes free from sense gratification. What is the devotee's connection with the body? Only to work. It's a yantra. To use it to serve the Lord. The moment you want to extract enjoyment out of it, you identify, this is me. Because our nature is Satchidananda. If I sing I am the body, then I will extract Satchidananda from this body. I will try. Sense gratification. So finally Prabhupada says that this International Society for Krishna Consciousness is established to give an opportunity for people on an equal platform. Anybody is entitled for Krishna consciousness. This is real equipoise thing. Anybody, in any status, even animals. Because Krishna is absolute. Everybody is part and parcel of Krishna. Anytime cutting short all the laws of karma and destiny and everything. If one chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. No regular route is required. In other words, devotional service is a direct path, irrespective of where that person stands in terms of his consciousness. Tamoguna, Rajaguna or Sattoguna. Everything will be handled by simply associating with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The devotee in Tamoguna who begins to chant Hare Krishna, who is always sleeping while chanting, even that devotee will eventually chant nicely. If he is struggling. He is struggling to chant, fighting against sleep, he will also succeed. Different gunas we all have. Does not matter. Have faith in the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Every kind of shortcoming will be fulfilled, will be taken care of by simply trying to chant and hear the holy name. Effort is required. Very important. End of the day you sleep while chanting, that you not in your control. Have you put full effort? Have you followed all the guidelines? What Prabhupada has said? Very often they follow everything that Prabhupada said, but still you'll fall asleep. Then we so don't not to worry so much. Sometimes devotees, in the chant, they feel asleep. Otherwise, they don't get sleep. I was interviewing one candidate for initiation. And this is the problem. He says, I cannot sleep. But as soon as I chant, I sleep. 2 rounds, 3 rounds, very deep sleep. In the beginning, actually this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, actually it is the effect of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It gives complete freedom for the living entities, very deep karma. It gives relief. When you get that relief, you feel very sleepy. That is why that sleep is very nice sleep. It's a type of samadhi. But if you get stuck to that samadhi, if you get addicted to samadhi, you will end up there only. You will not proceed further. Bigger samadhis are waiting for you. Don't get stuck in this cheap samadhi. Mental samadhi. Your soul samadhi is waiting for you. This is mental samadhi. So people who are meditating so much and then want to feel that samadhi in so many other paths, our devotees simply get by chanting and sleeping. Any questions? Huh?
Bhagavatam class, that the effect of sleeping in Srimad Bhagavatam class also because of the same reason.
Yeah, Bhagavatam class also same reason. This sound is very powerful. Transcendental sound is very powerful. You do not know what is happening, you see. You are consciously trying to hear. But the sound not only goes to conscious mind, it goes into the subconscious mind. And their subconscious mind, the total, see, my state of my consciousness is a totality of subconscious and conscious mind. I don't see my subconscious mind, but it influences my state of consciousness. So when you hear, you feel. There also, Bhagavatam also, when you hear, you feel this thing. Next.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, we have heard one saying, that people say that God allows, but Pujari doesn't allow.
God allows, but Pujari doesn't allow.
Yeah, we have heard that saying, people saying. Yeah. Sometimes like even they say, okay, God is happy with my seva, but Pujari is not happy. So in similar case, sometimes Krishna may be happy with my service, but authority may not be happy. So how do you understand that?
You always have peculiar questions. So, you cannot just, there is no absolute rule that, unless the Pujari is a pure devotee. There is no absolute rule that if Pujari is happy, Krishna is happy. So, there are three things: Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. We have to see all these three things together. If the devotee is a pure devotee, then it is absolute. Over. He said it is over. Somebody else says something, you get doubt, refer to Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. This is as far as the spiritual aspects are concerned. As far as seva is concerned, whether I am happy with your service, not happy with your service, you have to see that those are all secondary things. You do your duty the best of your ability. Devotee is happy with it or not happy with it is not absolute. If they are happy, if you can make them happy, very good. If the person is always cribbing, so that means the devotee will see my authority never happy with me. So then if you take that as absolute rule that I have to make my authority happy, that is the problem is with authority's mind. That he is never happy. He is always not seeing what is good. He is seeing what is always lacking. So you cannot go into a depression, I am not able to please my authority. So you go to Guru Sadhana Shastra, am I done my duty? Is there some substance in why my authority is unhappy? Whether it is, there must be sometimes some substance will be there. So like this, you have to use your common sense intelligence. It's not a very simple like that. In terms of for the service. For service it is not simple. Oh, apart from that I will tell another rule also. Another very powerful. If you want to please the authority, if you got the stamina, still I'll please him, you will see that you will get empowered. The principle of satisfying the Vaishnavas, after all, he is only talking about serving the Lord, no. He is not happy with how I did my service. He is not happy with how much collection I bought. Okay, I want to make him happy. I will go for more. You will see, you will get more. So there is a principle of getting power to serve by trying to please a Vaishnava. He may not be perfect, he is not trying to please his senses for his sense gratification. In terms of service authority, the authority has given us service, I want to please him. It's a very powerful principle. Very powerful principle. So not to forget that. Okay. You get empowered. Very mysterious ways you get empowered to please the authority. Which in turn pleases Prabhupada. Authority doesn't end. Authority means he is authority for somebody. Any other question?
Yeah, Prabhu, and similar also one I have. That when it comes to prasadam sometime, like when I say, okay, I didn't like the prasadam, then they will say, okay, God has accepted prasadam, why are you not accepting, or why are you not liking when Krishna has liked it? How that we should understand. Just because Krishna is liking everything, he is not expressing whether he is liking or not. So we should like that?
Another Yet it is a relevant question, all these things. First of all, there are two things. One thing is at a Vyavaharik level. Because we are living in a Vyavaharik world. If you don't separate these two things, you will get all contradictions. At Paramarthik level is another thing. At Paramarthik level, Krishna is happy with our devotion, whether there is salt in the food or not. Same Krishna at Vyavaharik level, he'll say, after all you are going to give it to somebody else after I taste. And they are going to curse, what is this prasadam? So Krishna also at the Vyavaharik level is telling, be careful, better. I can take your Bhavagrahi Janardana, I can take your devotion. But you are in the preaching, you are doing preaching service. So Krishna is pleased and not pleased. He is pleased with the effort you put, devotion you put to cook and offer and everything. In the midst of it, you've forgotten salt. So, he accepts a devotion. At the same time, simultaneously, end result is, this is also service. After he takes prasadam, after he takes the bhoga, that prasadam you distributing, that is also for his pleasure only. So there is his displeasure is there. So for a preaching mission, all these things impacts. So the answer is Krishna is pleased and not pleased if you don't do it properly. Now prasadam is transcendental. Why you say it is not tasty? So when you say also prasadam was not good, you also say it at a vyavharik level, keeping that great respect that Krishna has taken it. So at a preaching plane you can tell prasadam was not good. We are also part of preaching products. We also need to be preached. Suppose every day the cook doesn't put salt. You will also have a problem. We are devotees only, not only outsiders. We also need tasty prasadam. They also need tasty prasadam. Prasadam has to be tasty. So therefore we call the cooks and we chastise them. Even though it is prasadam. Any other question? Complicated question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, the Lord gives 5 factors of success. One is, 2 among them are Chesta and Karta. Karta is one factor, Chesta is another factor. Among the 5 factors of success. So, success. Accomplishment.
Success.
So, but before that, the Lord has already mentioned that only the foolish will think that I am the Karta. So
I am the only Karta.
I am the only Karta.
Karta is one of the factors.
Okay.
When one says I am the only Karta, then he is called foolish. Therefore Krishna clarifies, you are not the only Karta. You are Karta. Because you are giving free will, you are giving all your soul energies. Otherwise, how action will happen? Doer is one of the factors. So, question? Answer.
That answers.
Vrindaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.